And welcome back. Today we are checking in with Metro Council's Kevin Kramer.
He represents District 11 in Louisville. That includes Hikes Point and then east toward Jeffersontown, all the way to the Jefferson-Shelby County line. Okay, Councilman, let's start with council makeup. We know several council seats were flipped from Democratic to GOP this year.
Yes.
Big change. First time it's been like this in 2 decades.
Well, in forever,
Yeah.
right? We merged governments in 2002, and with that original merged government, we had 11 Republicans, and the balance were Democrats. And so this is the first time there have been 12 Republicans on the council.
So what does that do for the budget? And as budget chair, what is that? What does this mean for you?
So for me, it means a lot more work. I've been vice chair of the budget committee for a number of years. This will be my first year as budget chair. So a bit more work on my part. But what it means in total is as the mayor's looking at the budget, and our responsibility is to oversee and look at and decide, does this make the most sense? When you're in the minority, a large minority, you do the best you can to look at things and try to figure out, okay, what can we do that might make a difference? When you look at 12 to 14, now what you're talking about is one vote is all it takes to stop everything, because it takes 14 to pass it. So all you need one vote that's not happy with the way it is, and then 2 votes, and you can really have a serious conversation about what this means. And so there are some of us on the council, and I think a lot of voters in the community, who felt like they weren't being very fairly represented on the council and that things weren't going well in their parts of town. So this puts us in a position to say Louisville is bigger than our government might have in the past acknowledged. And so we're going to be expecting a broader look at what it means to serve all of Louisville in this upcoming budget. And of course the mayor still presents the budget. It's still his responsibility to put it together. It's still his responsibility to carry it out. I don't anticipate that this is going to be particularly acrimonious. I think people are thinking, oh, you guys are going to go in, and I just don't think that's true. The mayor and I have worked together really well in the past. I have no reason to think that won't continue to be true. But it will be a different tenor in the room when it comes time to talk about what priorities are.
Well, before you go, we want to ask you about being the vice president of the National League of Cities. Tell folks about what you'll be doing with that organization. You'll actually get some national input for the city of Louisville.
Yes, thank you. I'm really excited about that. The National League of Cities is an organization of municipalities from all across the country, locally elected officials that come together and look at what's going on in their hometowns and compare notes and say, we might do this better, and we might try to do that differently. And so there's a lot that goes on as far as helping us back home. At the same time that's true, there's also a large contingent of the work that has to do with how the federal government is impacting what we do. And so we have a working relationship with folks in DC, with the new administration. We've got to work on that, right? We've got to establish that new relationship. But it will be incumbent on us at the National League of Cities to make it clear to the federal government that when you set these policies and when you make these kinds of decisions, this is the impact it has on us back home. And it's important to me, I'm really excited to point out that NLC is a nonpartisan organization. It's represented by both Democrats and Republicans. And I will be the 3rd Republican president in about 6 years. Prior to that, it was overwhelmingly Democrat. And so what we're seeing in DC, what we're seeing in DC is a lot more pushback between the parties. What we want to do as a league is make it clear to the folks in Washington, we aren't partisan. There are just many of us who are Republicans, and Republican cities are just as adversely affected by federal policy as Democrat cities are. And so it's important as a federal government, when they move forward, to recognize and understand that what they do impacts all of us. And so I'm really grateful that I'm going to have an opportunity to be in that room and to have that conversation. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, and stay with us. We'll be right back.